Hi, and welcome to the Brisbane Professionals Podcast. This is a podcast brought to you by SMS Law, going through the legal secrets that will benefit you and your clients, as well as having a little bit of fun as we go. This podcast is designed to educate you on, number one, complicated legal terms that we will explain in an easy to understand manner. Two, to understand why you do things from a legal perspective in your business. And three, to help you develop a plan for the future success of your business. Our mission is to help empower small to medium-sized businesses around the world to get access to legal advice so that they can help build their communities and make the world a better place. Did you know that any business owner is on average 7 months away from losing everything? That is the average time that it takes from a successful business to fold when an aspect of their business is not set up correctly. This podcast is all about empowering you and your business with knowledge and tools to ensure that that doesn't happen to you or to your clients. Let's begin, shall we?
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Brisbane Professional Podcast. I am Craig Mason. I have with me Jeremy Stratton from SMS Law. Please say hello to everyone, please, Jeremy.
Hi everyone, hope you're having a great day.
Absolutely. So today we wanted to talk about wills. If you tuned into our last show, we were talking about estate planning, which a will forms part of that estate planning. And we sort of touched on the sorts of things you need to think about, and particularly making sure you consider various things. Sometimes people might want to write their own will, and we appreciate, time might be or a cost thing, so they might write their own will, which is all right. We do suggest that everyone gets advice, but if you are going to write your own will, we've just come up with, 4 things we wanted to touch on today about if you are going to write your own will, what you really need to look out for when you're doing that. So pretty important to get it right and make sure you do certain things. So we've come up with 4 things. Jeremy, what was the first one?
The first one is just the risk in doing it yourself. So, doing a will, it's a really important document. It really explains what your intentions are with your estate when you pass away. And so it's not something just to do willy-nilly. Actually getting the advice helps you do it properly, because there are lots of permutations. And if you've ever listened to any of our other shows where we talk about wills, you'll know there's lots of little complexities in wills, things like guardians, do you need trusts, if you want to exclude someone from a will. There's lots of little things that if they're not done properly, they can be challenged in a court of law, and it can cost a lot of money, that usually comes out of the estate if someone wants to challenge it. So it's a really risky proposition, and as Craig said, we would prefer that people actually get their lawyer to actually draft it. But if you want to do that, then just or if you want to just do it yourself, then really think through those risks and what you're doing, and get some advice where you can to make sure that you don't have an invalid will. Craig, the second one.
Yeah, the second one is if you do have a will kit, for instance, from the post office or the news agency, wherever you might be able to get those now, is actually follow the instructions that are on there. So it gives you a guide as to what you need to be doing, what you need to be, the names of the people, those sorts of things, where you're putting all that, and it has sections out there for specific gifts and those sorts of things. So make sure you follow that. We see a lot of the times when people do it themselves where they might miss a spot, or it just sort of contradicts each other because they haven't read the instructions properly. So make sure you follow the instructions. They're there for a reason, to make sure it flows properly and has all the right things in there. So if you're going to do it, follow the instructions. Jeremy, third one.
The third one is about witnessing a will. So one of the things that are in those instructions, and that's really important to get right, is to have the will properly witnessed. The legislation in Queensland especially talks about having 2 witnesses in the same room, essentially using the same pen as you witness the document, everyone being there as it's signed. Not following those directions can invalidate the will. There are exceptions to that, but again, it's a costly process, legal process, to go in there and actually, have it challenged and then validate a will. That then all that money comes out of the estate to have that fight. So really making sure it's witnessed properly is really important. So that kind of goes on with the second one, but make sure that you're getting it witnessed properly. Craig, the fourth and final one.
Yep, so you've done all that, you've got your will, you've witnessed it properly, and now you've got an original document. So then the thought is, well, what should I do with that? So normally if you have a lawyer prepare the will, they would hold the original in safe custody. you might have a copy or a certified copy, but they would hold it in safe custody. So if you're doing it yourself, you want to store that somewhere safe, and somewhere where you tell your executors where it might be too is also a good idea. So people aren't rummaging around your house trying to find it. So if you've got an actual safe, then obviously put it in there. If you've got a safety deposit box or something like that, you can do that as well, I guess. But somewhere safe, give some copies to your executors. So if something does happen and it is lost, at least they know that they've got a copy. There are, problems with that as well, but it's better to have a copy than nothing at all. So yeah, store it in a safe place. Remember where it is. Tell some people where it is, and make sure it's somewhere safe, not on the incoming mail tray or something on your kitchen table. So put it somewhere safe. All right, that is all we had for today's show about if you are going to write your own will, just the things you need to be careful about. And as we said, seek some advice if you're not sure as well. If you are drafting your own will, you could, ask some questions as well. So something to think about. All right, that is it for us, as I said, for today. Please do us a favour and rate and review the podcast. If you want to like the SMS Law Facebook page, then you can connect through there or follow us on Twitter. Search for Craig Mason or Jeremy Stratton on LinkedIn, and connect to us in LinkedIn as well. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining us.